I don't understand. I don't get it. I wonder, well, Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this just to see if that's gonna work. I don't know. I don't get it. Oh, now it'll do it. Hey, copy. I'm trying to figure out replay buffer stuff and like hitting a hotkey and being able to get a couple of clean feeds of stream stuff so that if cool moments happen, I can grab like my full face if I need to blow it up. You know what I mean? Without it getting all like pixelated. Because if I just take a clip, right? Like if I grab this, see how tiny I am in the corner? So I can't blow that up without looking super bad. Gonna be lurking AFK for a bit while do some dinner prep. Okay, sounds good. This is probably gonna be a short stream just until Annika gets off work in a couple hours, just because we have something scheduled and we're trying to get a little bit of work done before the weather gets too warm. So it should be a little bit shorter tonight, but yeah. Just trying to figure out how to make this work. It should work, but I don't know. Like, there's certain options that people say are there, and I'm like, I don't have those options, so I don't know. So obviously it records into recording. So that's fine. Chords and remixes. I don't care about that. What I do care about is I don't understand how I can have source recording, the plugin, work. Oh my. Let's see. Thanks, Monty. So like if I go in here and I have display and game capture and I go to filters, I got my source record. And I have to set it to something, right? Well, no, because if I set it to if I set it to record, it's going to record everything. Like if I set it to always or streaming or whatever, then it's literally going to record the entire like 3 hour, let's say, stream, or 2 hour or 8 hour or whatever stream. It'll record the whole thing, which I don't want. I only want it to record the replay buffer, which I've got set to 180 seconds. So 3 minutes. I've got it checked off. I've got that set to 180 seconds. And I have it set to a path. So one would think that if I save this replay buffer like this, that it would output to display or camera in my folder, but it's not doing that. Okay, so it where is it? Right, so I'm gonna get rid of these. Yes. So I've got the highlight clips, right? And I've got the camera folder, and I've got the display folder. And I want it to, that when I hit a button, a hotkey, what it should do is take whatever I've got on display, like this right here, but clean, without my face, without an overlay, without alerts, without anything. It'll just take the display, right? And it'll dump it in here into display, and it'll give it a title, whatever, right? And then it'll do the same thing with camera, but again, the camera will be, it won't be like me tiny down here. It'll be my like full camera. Like it'll be this, right? So if I need to like shrink down or blow up or like do whatever I can do that full quality, right? So that's what it should do. And I've got, for example, so what enables this is this, right? The display source record. So if you have recording mode set to always, it'll record everything. Like it'll record whenever OBS is open, it'll record, which I don't want it to do because I don't want like a 12-hour recording of just my camera or a 12-hour recording of just the game. Do you know? Like I don't want to record the whole stream. I already have VODs for that, right? I just want highlight clips that I choose. So if I do always, it doesn't work. If I do like streaming and recording, again, it doesn't really work on streaming or anything because it's going to record the whole stream. If I'm live, then it's recording. That doesn't make any sense either. So I was told to put it to none and then use the replay buffer. So I got the replay buffer checked off. I got the duration set to 3 minutes. And like one would assume that if you save the replay buffer, that it'll grab this source, which is, it'll grab this source, which is just my display, this display, right? And output it to this path. And yet it doesn't do that. And I don't understand why it doesn't do that. I don't get it. If I press the button, then what it does do is it grabs like the general OBS thing, which is it grabs a replay in wait. No, that's an MKV. And then it remuxes it to MP4. Yeah, so that doesn't do it either. Right? Like if I do this, yeah, a title. Got, for example, yeah, so that's a 3-minute recording. Cool. So that's working, but how come my individual, it just takes the whole stream? It takes the whole thing. Yes, right? See? The display source record. There's me over on the right. Like, I don't want that. So it's doing the right recording amount. Just source record isn't working. So, okay, so let's get rid of that. So then if I take, yeah. So if I take this and I set it to, I guess recording? Let's try recording. And I don't know if that'll, because I'm not recording right now, but maybe the replay buffer will, I don't know. It's obviously not working as I wanted it with the other option. So let's try this. I got the replay buffer working. I'm not recording, so it's not working or whatever, right? Right, so I'll have 2 up here. Ack. I tried turning it off and on again. Hey, Wembley. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's not. So if I do this. See, that still only gets me the MKV, and then it remuxes it to... Okay, well, it should have. Maybe it takes a moment. I don't know. There's the MKV. So that still didn't work. So if I do always... Hey, Sleepless. Okay, see? So if I do always, now it's doing the display like I want, right? Like it's started to record just this display without my face, I'm gonna say. But it'll go over 3 minutes. I guarantee it'll go over 3 minutes, which again, not what I'm looking for. So I might have to go into Discord, like into their Discord, and just ask, like, how, what? Because clearly that's not working. Hey, Woo. What? Show Bob? What is Bob? What? Yeah, so that I'm gonna let it run for longer than 3 minutes, but that's not gonna work. I can almost guarantee that that's not gonna work. Oh, here's the MP4. Get rid of that. And if I do that, again, that's gonna... Okay, yeah, so it makes the 2 replays, but it doesn't make anything on the display. It doesn't do anything. That's not accurate. Although I did get rid of... So I accidentally recorded. So see what it's doing right now, where it's recording. When I was playing... I think it was when I was playing a Snake. Anyway, that day that things were stuttery, or they appeared to be in my OBS panel, it said I had dropped like 10% of my frames. I'm sure you probably noticed. I accidentally recorded because I didn't have it set up right. And I still don't have it set up right, but at least now I'm not doing this mistake. I had it set to always, so it was recording the stream. And it was recording my camera, like full 1080. And it was recording the display again. And so I had a 30-something gigabyte file and another 30-something gigabyte file and the VOD. And OBS was trying to do all of that. So no wonder it was dropping frames. So, okay, I think this has been longer than 3 minutes. So now, I'm going to go back into the filter for the capture, right? And I'm going to set it to none, so it stops. So now this is done. Okay, well, it was only 2 minutes and 28 seconds. It didn't even record anything. I'm so confused. Your plans for the entire week got fucked? Oh, I'm sorry to hear, Sleepless. That sucks. Was today Monday? Yeah, that's your whole week. That's just starting. So this didn't even record what it was supposed, like, what? Oh, yes, it did, because I'm stupid. Well, that's fine. But it's not doing what I want it to do. And I don't get it. Hey, what's going on? So, I don't really know how to make this work right now, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why it won't use the replay buffer. I really thought I had a good understanding of that. I thought it was supposed to do it if you had the replay set to. I really don't know. Hitting the button should do it. So I am going to wait on that, I suppose. And yeah, I can't really do. And yes, the tech thing that I was, I mean, it was this. I was hoping I would be able to get this done. But also, I was making sure that I wasn't getting a bunch of drop frames still. Now that I've and so I confirmed just by going live that that's what it was. That must have been it. The third thing I want to do is make sure that my vid command actually works and actually points to my latest YouTube video. It's all done via like an API call. So if I did this right, this should. Hey, look at that. Oh, it worked. It even gives that little link and everything in the title. Oh, that's cool. All right, well, I did something right. The replay stuff might not be working totally correctly, but the other thing is, except it's called Stream Elements right now. Where Barbarous at? What happened with that? What? Oh, always something. I'm getting Factor scheduled on August, so a bit early. Oh, okay. All right, well, that's done, basically. So, yeah. I'm okay with that. I will check later in the Discord if anyone else is having this problem or how to resolve it with the replay thing, because I'd really like to be able to take clips, like highlight clips at the push of a button and have it clip it in Twitch, you know? That'd be really useful. I would have the raw video and then there'd be a Twitch clip for it as well. So I'll play more around with that later. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Aside from, you know, Sleepless, whose plans this week are fucked. You doing, Kappa? What are you prepping for, Copy? Because usually your dinner's a little later, right? So you're doing dinner prep, but maybe is it something ambitious? What do you got going? Shorter stream tonight because I gotta do some house stuff with Annika before it gets warmer. So when she gets off work at about 5, so maybe an hour and a half from now, maybe a little later than that, we're gonna go ahead and do that.
With every subscription, I only grow stronger.
Wow.
Thanks, though.
Thanks, Rock. Tier 2 and all. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, 4 is about right. Is that how you feel right now, Rock? Oh. Char Siu Bao? I know I probably didn't pronounce that right. I don't know what that is. What is that, Copy? Needs some prep in advance because the dough needs to rise. So is it some sort of baked good then? Yeah, what is that? It's been a long week, but it's Monday. Oh. Everyone coming in with that. None of your business, Shay. Thanks for asking. All right. You're welcome. Oh. Bit the inside of my lip. Hope y'all are doing good though. Pretty good. I think there might be one more change to the layout because I keep getting caught on the lip of this rug, carpet, area rug, whatever. And I want to try and get myself over in here, this little nook, so I can have a wall beside me. So we'll see. I know I always say that. I know you've seen 8,000 angles of this place, but it's fine. Whatever. It's my space. It's a steamed bun with sort of like a Chinese barbecue pork filling. Ooh, that sounds good. Is it like a large bun? Like it's not like, is it a main meal or is it like they're not little mini, like little appetizers, are they? Or is it like a big steamed bun, like a full size sort of thing? Love barbecue though. I should consider eating some local foods so the Shay can't pronounce its name. Yeah, that's me. I could try. I don't know, name some of your local food. Like what do you like to eat? I think today, much to Woo's chagrin, because it's a shorter stream, I probably will just run around a little bit in Subnautica. And tomorrow, when I do full-length stream, I'll go back to some XCOM. Right? We'll do some more community, keeping people alive. Hey, Darksteel. I don't know, Woo. Everyone's got to have a thing. I can say it's been a... Oh, yeah. Today's like your Friday, yeah? Yeah, see, Annika, it's probably like midweek. Because her Friday is Wednesday, right? Oh, they vary in size. Okay. So it's basically like the size you make them to, right? These ones will be roughly palm size. Several of them will be the main course of a meal. Nice. That sounds good. I'd try it. Is it, okay, yeah, it's like a steam bun sort of. So like it's more like a soft thing that you bite into. Copy? Like when it's all done, it's not flaky, right? Like it's sort of like more of like a soft, and you bite into it, and then it's got like the barbecue pork filling, kind of like bursts out of it, sort of thing, or. Wimbley. Siscon Macarakito? Siscon Macarakito? Kaito? Huh. Sis? Con Maka Ra Kaito? Sister Meko Burrito. Oh, whoa. Just like a soft bready finger food? Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I just didn't know if it came out more like, like flaky, like a croissant or something like that. But yeah, soft bready. That sounds good. Woo was more correct. Sister Mako Burrito. How the fuck was Woo more? Okay, fine. Can you phonetically, like type it out like that? Like how it would be, How you doing, Darksteel? Did you guys see the video? It's like less than a minute long for my channel. So I've got the 2 channels now, right? So I've got, wow, I mean, one is I've technically got 3. One is shelved because I wanna. What is this? There we go. I think the devotee is a concept I'd come back to when I get more experience, right? But so currently I have the VOD channel, which a number of you check out for, you know, VODs, because I can keep them longer on YouTube. I can keep them indefinitely on YouTube, as opposed to Twitch, where I think for me it's like 30 days or something like that. And then I've got the current channel that I'm producing content on, which is I picked basically like 3 buckets, right? So of things that I often talk about or make content around. So like role playing, games, like gaming, stuff like that, and streaming, specifically like stream tools, like when I talk about like StreamerBot or gear or, you know, stuff like that, right? So I'm gonna be trying out some different content, like tutorials or just like maybe unboxing of certain gear, or like, you know, just things like that, as I sort of like learn how to edit and light and do all the things, right? So yeah, it's just gonna kind of be like a low pressure thing. So if you guys want to check that out, once we get to 100, I can give it a URL. I don't know. I think there's like 87 people subscribed. So I need like 13 people, and we can get a nice URL going. Call it Shay Shouts, right? And yeah, that'll be something I'm doing over the next ever. Like over the next like several weeks, I'm gonna try out different things, you know. Like that Foundry tutorial that I did on the weekend, where I like set up the whole Cloud Oracle thing. I'm gonna edit that down and put it in as a video. I wouldn't, heck, if I had gotten the replay thing going this stream, I would have taken a highlight of that and just throw it up as a quick tip, right? Like a short or something, but couldn't get that to work, so here's a tutorial on how don't do this. It won't work. Darksteel XCOM, can I still request you very quick changes to my character while he's still in the pool? I mean, I guess tomorrow though, like when we're actually playing it, then request the things. I also got to toss up a couple of stream elements. That timer is on a 60-minute timer, and it's only been half an hour. You good? Let me jump in here. Let me jump in on this timer for a minute here. Where's this at? Chatbot timers. How come it's interval online in minutes, 60 minutes. Interval online in minutes, 65 minutes. What? Okay, sure. I don't know why that went off. Oh, I got a DM from Pyra yesterday. I didn't even see it. I had to message her later. I love that. I love when people like reach out about stuff. Oh, do you guys want to see? Oh, hold on. Do you guys want to see my teeth? I know you already seen my teeth, but I'm sorry. I really like that. Do you want to see a before after? Hold on. God, the only thing is you're going to see my terrible lips. My lips are like always chapped. I'm so bad for trying to get better at putting lip balm on. But my God. Oh no, I also have I totally have a blemish on the after pictures. It's fine. Yeah. I did Achilles. I did Invisalign. Here, hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get these. Let me see if I can. Oh, is Instagram? And it's on the doc's Instagram. So can I save Instagram photos? How do I do that? How to save Instagram photos? Because when I click save on it, it's like save it as a full web page, and I'm like, no. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Wimbley. I drink so much water, so I don't know. Thanks, Wimbley. But yeah, do you guys know? Is anyone on Instagram? Do you know how to like just take the picture? Aculus, it was honestly the best I think my dentist has ever had. Like, she told me a 1.5 to 2 years, right? To get it all finished with one major adjustment. So you pay for Invisalign. It's pricey. You pay for Invisalign, and it covers, you know, all your visits for it, as well as for her anyway. I can only speak to my dentist, right? It covers the visits. It covers your trays, right? So you get weeks and weeks of trays. Every week you put in a new top and bottom tray, or whatever it is you're fixing. For me, it was my whole, like, all teeth. And every week you do that. You go to the next tray, right? And typically, she said, you need one major adjustment. So you run out of trays, and then she assesses and goes, okay, you know, like, I like how it's going here, but this needs more adjusting, or like this tooth's not moving how I want it to. So we're gonna do this, right? And yeah, she said that process would take about 1.5 to 2 years. It took me 6 months, and I went for what I thought was going to be this checkup, and then she was going to order more trays for me and do a major adjustment. And she's like, okay, you're good. And I said, I'm good. Like, I said, my teeth look great. I'm happy, but I assumed there would be more. And she's like, no, she's like, unlike 98% of my patients, you actually wore them for when I told you to, because you got to wear them for 22 hours a day, right? So you got about a 2-hour buffer window for things like eating and stuff, right? So I was pretty religious about, like, okay, it's dinner time. I'm going to take my trays out, eat dinner, you know, take a few minutes to digest, and then my trays will go back in. So, you know, figure maybe for dinner, I had them out for maybe an hour. And then throughout the day, if I wanted a snack or something, I would quickly, you know, I'd pop them out, have my snack, pop them back in, you know, figure, you know, 20 minutes to half an hour for lunch, whatever, right? But you're sleeping with them in. You have them in for 22 hours a day. And once you get into that routine, then it's totally good, right? Like, I didn't really, you know, it wasn't a big deal. I think you guys saw on stream, right? I'd say to you guys, like, oh, gotta get my trays in, right? And I'd leave for a couple minutes. Well, either I rinsed my mouth or I'd brush my teeth if it was like later in the evening, right? Or in the morning. I'd have coffee with my trays in, and then I would take my trays out, rinse my trays, and then brush my teeth, and then put them back in, right? So that was my process. And she's like, yeah, so you did that. Yeah, most people, they'll like forget to put them in, or they'll only have them in for, you know, 16 hours a day, or yeah, they won't follow the routine. And so of course I have to do a major adjustment for them. That's why it's all included and everything like that. She said, with you, it took 6 months. We got you to where, you know, it looks great. So she's like, I'm super happy with it. I said, I'm happy with it too. And she's like, and you have that major adjustment. If anything ever happens, I'm wearing the retainer stuff. So you get a bar at the end. You get a little bar that she can install. and it's permanent. You can take it out if you really hate it, but I don't even really notice. Like you can feel it if you run your tongue along it, right? Like that. But nobody can see it. Like you guys can't, you know. You guys can't see it. Here, hold on. I don't know if you can see it if I do this. It's probably too dark, right? But I don't know if you can see. But there's a little bar, right? Yeah, and that retains the shape, so you don't lose all your so it doesn't revert back, basically, right? So you can either do that, or you can use a retainer. Like she can give you a retainer that you then would wear at night. You just wear it while you sleep, and that will also retain the shape of your teeth. But this is the better solution. Thanks, Aquilas. Yeah, this is the better solution, and like I said, it doesn't bother me. I don't even really notice. And then I'm also going to use the retainer because it's included in your plan, right? As a night guard. She was like, oh yeah, you can still use the retainer. Like you don't need it because of the bar, but she's like, you could use it so that like if you grind your teeth at night, which a lot of people do, then she's like, that retainer will help with that. And like you'd be wearing it anyway. So it really worked out well for me. The only thing that's not covered that I cautioned that you have to pay for is at the very end, and everyone's going to be different. For me, because I hadn't had this before, and because my teeth, like I do grind my teeth at night and stuff, right? There were little like chips in my teeth and stuff like that she had to, and one of my teeth was much further down than the other. Like it was very, you know, and so she polished that and fixed it, right? And like that's not everyone's gonna need that, so you can't really include it in the price, right? So let me see if I can get this up. Hold on. If you guys want to see it. I'm gonna save it just for my own interest too, but if you guys want to see it, let me know and I'll toss it up on screen. Okay, so can I save this from here? Like when I'm in the Instagram app, how do I do that? Or I suppose I could just be sneaky and, oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, that way I can cut it out. I don't, you know, dox my doc. There's one. There's two. There's three. Okay, there we go. All right, so if I take these and I toss them onto, where is my Dropbox? Dropbox, hello? Where'd you go? Yeah, there we go. That says save to Dropbox. How come I don't get that for multiple? Doot. That's so weird. How come I can only do one at a time? Man, I am not good with phones. It's fine. There we go. One. 2. And 3. There we go. All right. Hey, Egg. Miss y'all and y'all still in chat? What up? Oh, hey, Mittens. I'm sorry, I didn't see your nice teeth. Thank you. Okay. We're going to play a little bit of Subnautica just for a little bit after I show people teeth. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, she gave me the whole... Okay, hold on a minute. Here. Let me do da 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 da.
Je serai le président de tous les Français.
Can I do this? And then this. Pretty sure that'll work. Debating if you want to take a quick nap before the solar panel salesman comes? Yeah, do it, Monty. Just don't, you know. Just don't miss it. All right, you guys ready to see teeth? Oh, I took a screenshot when the volume was all screwy. It's fine. All right, here we go. Teeth. Right, so see the chips? Yeah, it's a before and after. See the chips that I was talking about? See a little chip in there, my tooth? Little chip there, little chip there. All these little chips. She smoothed them all out. Right? See how it went? See how it was kind of like crooked in my mouth? That's a better picture, actually. That shows. See how there's a little chip? It's all crooked. It's all messed up. Now it's all good. And what she also sent along. Look at this. Does it feel weird when you're talking or eating with the new alignment and all? When I was doing the treatment, it did a little bit, only because, like, you know, your teeth are shifting and everything, right? Like, very small, very incrementally, week over week. But there'd be a bit of tightness, right? Like if you had the trays in, because that's the whole point. That's what it was doing for you, right? So it felt some weeks more than others like, oh yeah, there's some tightness in my teeth. now with the new alignment, probably for the first day or so, I was like, oh wow, like when I do this, my teeth and my mouth align properly. And so there was a little bit of that, but not really. Like it just feels good. It looks good. It makes me feel, makes me feel pretty good. I don't think I'd be able to explain this stream to anyone. It's quite a mouthful. But yeah, look what she said. So check this out. So you can see from like when I first started doing it, how it literally like changes over time, right? And the problem that I was telling you guys was by the end of it, see how, so this is straight and proper, but see how this tooth is like, because of the decay over years, right? So she fixed it all up. So it's all straight. So, but it's really cool to see. So this is me at the beginning. See how my two front teeth went like in, almost like a V, basically? I always had that, where my two front teeth are very V-shaped and like kind of protruding, right? But then, that's it all fixed up. And you can see sort of like, see week over week, how slowly by using the trays, it slowly fixes it all up and there, and then you're done. You're left with that at the end. So, for anyone considering it, it's really cool. It's really nice. And, I thought it was all cosmetic, and it is that, it is cosmetic. Like, I think I have a better looking smile. It gives me, a little more confidence. Not that I needed any, but, it makes me feel nice and confident. But it also helps with the health of your teeth. Like, it actually, because I'm not putting such pressure on my two front teeth because they're misaligned, because you don't have pressure where you shouldn't have it, overall, it's more uniform and your teeth are better off. So, and same thing for the lower teeth, right? Like, look at how the lower teeth didn't really align at all, right? It's kind of like random jagged stepping stones. And then the end, now they're all aligned. It's awesome. I feel good about it. So anyway, I didn't consider doing this when the stream first started, but there's your teeth stream. But yeah. First time for everything. Yeah, exactly, right? What did I just join to? Khajiit, I was just showing people I had like a 3D teeth thing. So I was just showing people the before and after. And yeah, just kind of like the process I went through. And Aculus had mentioned that they were considering doing the same thing. So I don't know. I just kind of wanted to like go into a little bit more. If that helps you make a decision, Aculus, then cool. For me, the entire process, like everything included, was probably just over $5,000. So it's a commitment, but I had been saving for it, and she had a payment plan, like no interest charge or anything like that, just broken up into like pay it in chunks, right? So I was able to do it at the end of last year. Yeah, health-wise, totally worth it. Well, that was part of it too, right? Like I just wanted to, start taking better care of myself in ways that I could control, So I think it was a really good decision. What data are those CGI teeth based on? My data. They look really nice. Glad it worked out so well. Thanks, Copy. Yeah. Yeah, I was always aware of it, but never really I was never really self-conscious of my teeth. Like it wasn't something that I ever thought, Like, oh no, I look terrible, right? Like I always, like, you guys know me, you know, I laugh loudly and I'm all smiles a lot of the time. So it wasn't even something like that. It was, but I was aware of it, you know, like it was one of those like, you know, I'd really like to get that taken care of one day, to get it all like smoothed up and straightened out. And so I finally went for it. My power has increased. Yeah. See, the next thing to tackle, the one, you know, the thing that I was more self-conscious of when I was younger, and I'd say I've gotten better at not caring. Like, I've gotten better at it. Whoa, Shay. Fucking Sharon today, buddy. But the one thing would be my skin, you know, like I kind of, first of all, I have sensitive skin. So if I like scratch or if I shower or things like that, right, it seems to get red really quickly. But, yeah, you know, just, struggles around like acne and breakouts and stuff like that, which I'm sure like pretty much everyone goes through. But, yeah, that was something I was always way more self-conscious about, more so than, you know, my teeth, my eye, anything like that. So, but I will say, if you are younger, if you are struggling with that, it's fine, but also don't pick it. Don't scratch, don't do anything, you know? Because you get little scars. Hey, Kai. Darksteel. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were just being cheeky, Darksteel. Some kind of stereoscopic camera setup, X-ray picture. Okay, so I don't know what the actual device is called, but I guess this is either something Invisalign provides her, or maybe she had to purchase through them or whatever, but it's like a 3D modeling camera. Like, so you sit there in the chair and she goes through with like a wand and like literally passes it along your teeth inside and out. And as you do that, it makes a model like that. And it also then, she gave me a projected what my teeth would look like before I even started. Right? Which obviously they don't guarantee, blah, 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 but like, it's pretty amazing, the technology behind it now. I tell friends that are into pimple popping and shit, and I'm like, dude, stop. Yeah, right? Because I mean, yeah. Like I said, I've sort of learned to just, you know, it doesn't really bother me as much anymore. But again, it's still something I notice, and that I don't really know what I do about it, to be honest. But hey, I think I look pretty good overall as I climb ever higher into age. I got some decently good, what would you call it? Dad energy, old man energy? I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Egg. Yeah, you got it. Got that slick 50s vibe? Thanks. Someone said, who said, was it in Guild? Where did I even see that? Was it on Twitter? Where did I even see it? It was someone from the community. And they said that I looked like a better version of Steve Buscemi. Buscemi? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly. And I was like, okay, thanks. Who told me that? Was it on Twitter? I don't know. Oh, you know what? I think it was the YouTube video. I think it was a comment. I gotta reply. Dapper's the word. Thanks. Wait, Shay, you're older than me? I don't know. How old are you, Kai? I'm not from the 50s. I'll say that at least. It was Vino. It was Pao that commented. Oh my God, Shay looks like a handsomer Steve Buscemi. I love it.
With every subscription, I only grow stronger.
Oh, hey. Thanks, Scar.
Thanks, though.
You rolled a 3, though, but, you know, I appreciate it. 10 months. You coming up on your year. I always know when Scar's here. You always use that, that little cat. I love it. So, yeah. You're about to be 24 next month in May? Nice. Wait, Kai, how old did you think I was? I'm now curious because you're like, wait, you're older than me? Because I'm 23. And I'm like, how old did you think I was, like 22 or 21 or something? I'm very curious now. This is your make or break question, Kai. No, I'm not like, oh my God, I'm not offended or anything. I'm just curious. I'm like, is it the energy I put out? Do I put out the energy of a 21-year-old or something? I don't know. Talking about Shay's age, what was I in the Korean War? No, but no. Shay with the high school nerd energy. Yeah. I look 27 to you? Oh, okay. I gotcha. Huh. Wait, then how come you said, wait, Shay, you're older than me if you thought I was older than you? What? I'm very confused. Anyway, I'm 30. So, get that nice even number going on there. Probably my smiling. Yeah, I got the smiling line on my cheeks. And I got the forehead washboard going on. Hold on, wait, ready? Oh. I'll be 30 this year. Oh, there you go, Egg. Hell yeah. But like I said, maybe I'm putting out the energy that I'm younger because I don't know. I really don't feel 30. I do in some ways when I'm like, and it's not even a, oh, you're 30 thing. It's literally just me being like when I'm trying to use my phone on certain things, like certain social media stuff, right? And I'm like, how do I don't understand. How do I put this clip together? I don't get it. Where do you put in the, and I'm like, in that sense, I feel older where I'm like, shouldn't I just be able to do this? But in other ways where, I don't know, I'm like, hell yeah, living life, streaming, you know, content stuff, figuring stuff out, playing games, trying to make like, you know, trying to make a career out of like role playing games and stuff. I'm like, hell yeah, I'd love to do that when I'm 55. You thought I was older than 30, Scar? Oh, nope. I sound like I'm 20. Thanks, Kai. You should consider taking a shower if you're so dirty. Do you have any terms that you can't follow? Any trends or terms you can't? See, the only thing about like trends and terms and stuff like that, right? Like, yes, of course, because, you know, time is a thing and as things go on, like that Simpsons skit, right? Where it's like, I used to be with it, then they changed what it was, and now what I'm with isn't it, right? That skit. That is true in the sense that like, it's just inevitable unless you're constantly trying to keep up on things. And in some ways, the internet forces you to do that, right? Like in some ways, if you're on Twitter and if you're on, TikTok and stuff like that, you will see terms and you will see things and you might think for half a second like, oh, what's that? And then you just figure it out and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Now I know what that is. And that could be like something that's trending or like a term that's cool at the time or whatever, right? So you can sort of stay on top of that, but it also depends on where you, like, okay, you could be on TikTok, but if you're on TikTok and like there are people doing like, I don't know, vintage cars or whatever, right? And that's all you go on TikTok for. Of course, you're not going to know the like hip new TikTok trends or whatever, right? So there's sort of that. You can stay on top of things like, yeah, SMH, I know, Shake My Head, things like that weren't like when I was in, for example, high school, like people didn't say SMH, Shake My Head, like that wasn't on the internet even, right? However, even though you know, and there are certain trends that I don't care to follow, Egg, sorry, to answer your question, like things like that, it's just like, oh, okay, that's a thing that people are doing. Cool, you know? What I struggle with, or not struggle, it's not really a struggle, it's just something that I think it doesn't really... So 2 things. If a new term comes up, A, you can know about it, but that doesn't mean that when you use it, other people won't think you're cringy, right? And B, does it feel right to use for you? You know what I mean? So to give you a very concrete example, and like I'm gonna put myself there, and I'm gonna feel like, right? But like, okay. So when people do the whole like, sheesh thing, right? I don't feel right saying that. Like for me, like that's just not me. Even though like I could be aware of it, and I know when it's appropriate to be used, and like all that stuff, right? I don't do that. Like if I did that, that wouldn't even work for you guys, right? Like that wouldn't feel authentic. If I came in here to this stream and we were like looking up things online, and then I just threw that at you, you'd be like, when has Shay ever, like fucking what? You know what I mean? Like, and maybe other streamers that you follow, or maybe like other people that you talk to, or this or that, that's totally them, right? It has to do with maybe Chandra. Like I said, it has to do with maybe like what feels like you, like what feels comfortable for you, that either fits a trend or a term or whatever that you feel comfortable using. And I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess what, like, would that work if you were 85 years old? You know what I mean? Or maybe it comes full circle where if you're 85 and you're saying, if you're doing the sheesh thing, people are like, that's so fucking cool. That old man's got it figured out. Like, I don't know. But it's a little bit, it's that little bit of like, I guess, balancing, right? Between like what fits your personality and what feels right to you, and what like the internet at large, you know, the line between you being like, oh yeah, like this person's cool and with it, versus like you looking like you just put like a hat on backwards and you're like, hello fellow children, this is very fleek, yes? And it's just like, fucking what? Like, geez, I don't even know. I can't even really think of too many terms that I use that would be, because like some of the terms are just general, right? Like if you say something's awesome, I don't consider that a term from like my time or anything, or that was ever like a cool trending thing to say, right? Like something's just awesome. That's super cool. That's great. It's awesome. So I don't consider that a term that, you know, and I don't really like something that might have been from like Like people, oh, that's sick, right? Oh, that's so sick. It's like, okay, I don't really say that, but it was a thing when I was in school. People would, that's dope. All right. I don't know what that is, Egg. Oh, Kurt? I don't know what that is. Bussin'? Yeah, I don't know. See, like, I know, like, the people use, like, bet, right? But what's the other thing? Like, drip and stuff like that, right? Per, is that a thing, Woo? See, I don't know. I don't know what that is. YOLO, I know, yeah. Again, I don't really use that. One that I see a bunch with, like, certain... It's not streamers. It's just anyone building anything. Anyone trying to do anything. Start a business, create a thing. What is it? The hype energy of like, let's go, right? Like, let's fucking go, LFG, that stuff, right? And I don't know. I respect the energy, but I don't think I'd ever catch myself being like that, right? I don't know. Like, I get excited over things, and like, you guys have seen me excited on here before, right? Like, if I'm all hyped up about something, and I'm like, yeah, I had this alone with Snake last night. Okay, Elden Ring spoilers incoming just briefly. So if you care, mute me for like, I'll give you a thumbs up when you're good, right? So, okay, here it is. Snake and I played a bit of Elden Ring last night because I asked for his help. Because I got to Melania, Blade of Mikola, right? Oh, that fight is so fun. It's so cool. But holy shit, is it tough. But it's so cool. She's so cool, right? So I asked for Snake's help. And we spent 2.5, 3 hours banging our heads against Melania. And he was like, we were trying different builds and different things, and finally we got to he's like, okay, he's like, make the next few count because I have to go. And I said, okay, back to basics. And I tried my basic thing, and I added like one extra thing to the build, and we won, and it was the like second last one that he could have done, right? And I was yelling, I was like, yes, we did it, hell yeah. And I'm like jumping up and down in game. I'm like fucking jumping around, right? It was just Snake and I just but like same thing. I don't see myself in that. It's not my natural inclination to be like, yeah, we did it, Snake, let's fucking go. Like, that's not me. Oh. But I think, like, if we're being a little, oh, by the way, oh yeah, you're good. Elden Ring spoiler people, you're fine. You can come back in now. Good old Shay, always using slang like meow. That's right. Hey, Perugi. I love using shit like poggies to spite people. Chat trying to make Shay say stuff that he doesn't say. Recently defined terms, cringe used to be a very specific feeling, now seems to just say, I don't like this. I've been using XD for years. You know what? From a more serious standpoint, like, this is why a lot of the time, like, even when I've been describing this, I laugh certain things off or certain terms. I say, oh, I don't see myself using that. But I try not to totally shit on something, in the sense that, like, I think a lot of these terms and trends and things we use, right? It's just people trying to find their, like, what feels right to them. Like what I was saying before about, like, I would never say XYZ or whatever, right? But it's just people, like, expressing themselves. It's just people figuring out what does feel right. Right? Yeah, like finding a word that's just you. And in a weird way, it's like finding a word that's just you. But a lot of these are terms and trends we've been discussing, right? So it's you, but in a group, you know, or finding, yeah, words and phrases that are like sort of that society writ large uses, but that feel right to you, you know? Because yeah, to go back to it, like again, that whole like let's go culture, that stuff, I see a lot of guys getting like really hyped about that stuff, right? Like, oh yeah, you know, like my new project took off, like let's go boys. And it's like, okay, I respect it, it's fine. Yeah, that's a good point too, Rock. Like there can be different expressions, different points, right? Like you could 20 years later, you might not want to use XD as much, right? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you're always an XD rar. Who knows? But you know. Yeah, I like that we could talk like this, folks. Despite saying terms and stuff that I wouldn't normally say. What are other things I don't know. What are terms and phrases that I either know or don't know or whatever? What are the kids using these days? Rar pounces on you, nuzzles your necky wecky. No, Shay, I can't. I can't. I used it for the long. I still do when I'm being a shit, right? Okay, so what do y'all think of this? Look, see that? See that? Right? See, I always call that ball sack face. It's like a cat face, right? But I always call it ball sack face because I'm an asshole. Kind of takes away the cuteness, doesn't it? There's no better way to show gremlin energy. Thanks for answering, Shay. Yeah, no worries. My boss is super uptight over his son who does the whole sheesh thing. And I'm trying to understand if I'd end up like that in the future to kids or people younger than me. I hope not. Ha ha ha. I mean, I think there always is a bit of a knee jerk or like an inclination to, if you don't understand something, like you will probably hit an instance in your life where someone's gonna say something and you're gonna go, or you're gonna just be like, I don't understand. What? That's stupid is maybe your natural react. Like, I don't understand it, therefore it's dumb. And I think part of it's getting over that. And part of it is saying, you know, you can find it dumb. Maybe it's not for you, but that doesn't really invalidate it for other people, right? Wow, Shay, thanks for ruining ballsack face. No worries, Spork. Honestly, the whole concept of certain phrases becoming cringy is silly to me. I'm gonna do it just for you, Scar. I won't ruin it. I've been a cutie person for years, and it's just kind of fun. Yeah, and that's what I mean, right? Like, Scar, when you come in and you do the little cat to show that you're here, or like you do use the little like faces and emotes and stuff, I think that's so Scar, right? And it's just a way that you have of expressing yourself, and I appreciate that. You sort of like get that energy, you know what I mean? Never do I see you using it and going, you know, oh, Scar's here, haha, ball sack face. Like, that's just me being stupid, you know what I mean? So, I guess that's, you know, that's what I'm trying to say with that. Yeah, like there are certain pierogi to that point. There are certain, yes, like language always evolves and, you know, things. I mean, the ones to wrap your head around though are just the ones where it's like when things become the opposite. You know what I mean? where people are just like, literally this, literally, and you're like, but not literally though, not actually, because that doesn't. But then language takes over. People just start using it, right? And it just goes, and suddenly a word that meant A now means Z, whatever, if you're Canadian. Yeah, sick meaning cool, you know? Right, and so Woo, I was gonna ask you. I mean, I think I did ask you once, although I might ask you specifically. I think you mentioned another streamer that you really like to watch is doing really well on TikTok, and I don't know if that's the same. I think you said there was one other streamer. You're like, oh, I think I might watch one other streamer more than you, Shay, and maybe that's the TikTok person. I don't know.
Thanks,
Oh, thanks, Vino. But I wanted to ask you, like, oh, what are they? Who is that? If you care to share, or you could just DM me, whatever, right? Oh, nice. Yeah, 13. It's not Friday. That would have been even cooler, but yeah. Oh, it's not the TikTok person. Okay. Thanks for subbing, Vino, and thanks for your YouTube comment. I was like, thanks. Too sweet, not calling it ball sack face for me. That's just for you, Scar. Yeah. It's natural to not want change. Sorry, Rock. This is what so what I'm currently talking about with the TikTok thing was keyed off of your comment, Rock. Older people shit on new things because they didn't take the time to grow that or learn it or whatever, right? Yeah. So me right now experimenting with content, right? Like right now, I got to be honest, folks. Like I'm in a space with content where I enjoy what I'm doing. You know, I'm live right now. Like I'm having a good time. Like this is just a good time. When I go live and I get to talk to you guys, or we get to do a really fun game, or I get to show you something that's new and exciting to me, or like a program or stuff, right? Like I just love it. It's just fun. Right? That said, I've been doing this for, what, 3 years now? And there has been some growth to, like, I used to have maybe, like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 people come in on average, right? And now it seems to be about 20 on average. And I have some nights where, you know, if we're doing something really, like, that really takes off, like the XCOM thing, there's like 32, 35 people watching. I'm like, wow, this pretty, like, that's really good. And so I love all that. However, and I don't want this to come across as like I'm disappointed or anything, because I'm not disappointed in when I built, but in terms of if I'm trying to turn that into what I do for a living, that trajectory doesn't work, right? In the sense that 3 years, and I got on average, I went from like 7 to what, 7, 14, 21, you know, call it 21 to 25 people. So in 3 years, I was able to 3 times it, right? So if I go another 3 years and I have on average 60 or 70 people watching, is that enough to, because you can't just rely, and I've been very vocal about that before too. I don't want to make it so I rely entirely on you guys. I don't want to be someone who goes, hey guys, you know, like my rent and food and everything is paid for through your sub, so, you know, make sure you continue to sub to me, because I don't like that. I appreciate the subs, and they do help. Like right now, everything you guys sub for, I put it back into gear for the stream. I put it back right now. Where the hell is it? Up at the right now. Any subs or donations are going to the emotes and the art and that kind of stuff, right? By the end of this year, I'd like to have all of my emotes done, all of my sub badges done, everything like that done. So it helps, but I want to make it so that the content is diverse enough. Shay gonna start pulling a $5 girl boss move? Yeah, see, no, exactly, right? No. But this is where I'm saying. So right now, I just put out that YouTube video, and I'm looking at it like, okay, I like roleplay stuff, I like game stuff, I like talking about stream gear and stream stuff, right? So how can I, because making content for YouTube is very different. And how can I like get better at editing? And how do I, like, I think I look pretty good. You guys think the stream looks pretty good, right? Well, and that's the other thing, Mittens, right? Like, I don't really chase trends. You know, as a streamer, I wasn't like, hey, let's be I don't know, a Valorant streamer, or let's be a League streamer, or whatever, right? Like, that's, you can dial in a community like that. Or certain, I don't know what the trends, see, that's the thing. I don't even know what are the trends on Twitch. Do people, and before everyone makes the jokes about like, just get a hot tub, Shay, like, okay, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't, for me, the path to growth isn't what is everyone doing on Twitch? Okay, cool, I'm gonna do that and have my personality carry me and get a bunch more viewers, because that's not me necessarily. Unless the trend was so in line with what I like doing, it doesn't work for me. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Sometimes I feel like I just tangent or I ramble and I wonder in my head, I'm like, am I making sense right now? Sorry, I also get to talking and I want to like read people's thoughts and opinions out as well too, right? Egg, happy to be part of the Less Than 30 squad from time to time. I genuinely enjoy your streams because it's honest to goodness pretty chill. I feel like I'm chilling in the back, working in Friends, be in the background chilling. Yeah, thanks, Egg. So yeah, I try to make it a chill, but like, it's so weird because my personality is like, I would say loud and large, right, folks? Like, I'm a pretty excitable streamer, or not even person. That's the thing. Marrying like if you were friends with me outside of a stream, I can be quiet. Like, I'm not always, you know, if I'm with Annika in the evening and or we're, you know, we're watching something on TV or whatever, I'm not like, this is great, what an awesome TV show. like I can be quiet, but as a friend and as a person, if I'm excited about a movie, I'm excited about a movie. If I think a game is gonna be super cool, I'll talk about that game. If you know, you all make fun of me for my like French Onion Soup stream or whatever, right? But like, I'm passionate about, if I like stuff, I like stuff, and I'm not afraid to show people that I like it and that I think it's awesome, and like, here's why you might think it's awesome too. You know, that's just me. That's just who I am. So, oh God, what was my original point? Oh yes, sorry. It was seeing what Egg said. So I do have that energy. That is me. But at the same time, I'm very happy that the community feels chill to people. Like, in a weird way, people don't come to me and they're like, "Oh man, Shay, yeah, you're like, your community is really hype and like this or that," or like, I don't know. We've got this community that on the one hand, I have such an energy, but on the other hand, it's a chill time and it's a chill environment that even when I'm excited, people can sort of like kind of relax with me and like that. So I find that very interesting. I'm really proud that the vibe is sort of like that. Variety is good, works out your creativity and takes out some steam out of you. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I mean. Like with the YouTube stuff, that's me learning how to like edit a video and light it more so than like this, right? Because this is pretty, you know, I got some lights up here and I'm lit good enough. And if I was trying to do a little better, like I can put this on, like I can do this, right? But then it's a little super, and then the LEDs. So if I dial it down a little bit, and like I can make those decisions where I want the background to be, and if I do this, it's got a different vibe. But if I don't have anything, then it's like, now you can't even see what's back there. You know what I mean? So like that doesn't look the best. But I will have it like this when if I'm gaming, right? Because I want you guys to see the LEDs and people can change that as a channel reward. So if I do this when I'm gaming, you can't really... So I make little decisions like that, right? So I do make those decisions. But it's much more different from like a YouTube video where you're like, okay, I have to sit, you know, this close or this far from the camera, like that. And I have to light it like this so that I'm not, you know, so that my face isn't like half cut off like that. And I gotta, anyway, it's a whole thing. But it does allow me to do things that I can't really do always on stream, right? And it does maybe allow for a little more growth in the sense that people can discover those videos. People can look, like after the stream is done, you guys can view it on the VOD channel if you want, but nobody on YouTube or nobody on any discoverable platform is going, oh man, I really hope a random guy named Shay, you know, played Subnautica, right? Like... But they will maybe do things like I enjoy doing anyway. Like when I'm showing you guys roleplay stuff, they maybe will say, oh, I wonder how to get a Foundry thing hosted online. Well, I can do that, and I can put out a video like that. So if people are vibing with it, then that's sort of... So that's what I'm trying to... That's what I'm trying to get to, right? Where I can still be myself and have my energy and have my... What's me, but marry that with something where it's like, okay, how do I take games or role play or streaming stuff and gear and like and make it a relatable topic to a wider audience that still presents Shay and like gets me out there more, right? In that sort of way. I'm just scrolling back up through. Oh, Rock's making me feel good. Homie, I still remember back when you didn't even have a face cam. You put so much effort into making this as professional and honest as you can. Yeah. And you know what? I think I go overboard sometimes. Like one of the things, if I was like wildly successful, I'd do a little topic breakdown where I would be like, listen, you don't need all the gear you think you need. It's fine, you know, like I'm like that because I'm also techie, right? And I just want it because I want it and I want to see how it works and I want to like see what's better and compare. But I have spent money I didn't need to spend and that you don't need to spend as a streamer, and that would be one of my like lessons learned. But yes, I do try and make things, you know, decent. And honesty is a big part of that. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm careful because I don't really try and... There's nothing to be careful. It's easy to... There's nothing to be careful about when you're just being you. Does that make sense? Like, if you're trying to present... If you were like... Let's just say as an example. If you were like the quietest person, always keep to yourself, you know, you're pretty stoic. And then you were like... That's not what works on streaming or YouTube. So I'm gonna be like, hey guys, blah, 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 blah. Now you gotta be careful because you're presenting something that's not really how you are. So you're like, does this fit the persona but I don't have that. I'm just how I am. So it's more just, for me, it's all business and growth related for me. I love business. I love all that sort of stuff. And I want to be authentic about that. I do want to grow. Of course I do. Of course I want to grow and make it so that this becomes a career. That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool. But that's where I'm careful, growing in the right way such that, like, you know, like if someone came to you tomorrow and said, hey, start wearing our shirts. Like let's say three big companies came to you and they said, start wearing our shirts, you know, start using our gear, start mentioning us all the time, and we'll give you, you know, we'll give you $10,000, $20,000 a month. I'd be like, no, because that I wouldn't respect myself. Like, being very frank, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't work for me. Versus the creators, for example, I have no problem with sponsorships. As a creator, if you kind of build yourself up like that, and then you get a sponsorship from, let's say, Elgato, right? And you know, you're using their lights, you're using their capture cards, you're using stuff like that, and they're paying you for it to promote it and stuff, but you like their products and you think they're awesome. That's a match. That's perfect. So that's sort of where I'm at with that. I don't know why I got sidetracked. I've just been reading and doing stuff with chat, and we're all three shirts at the same time. Yeah, they have to be three separate companies, right? One's like a taco place, one's streaming gear, and one's I don't know, children's books. Because then they don't compete with each other. What have I missed here? I've missed so much because I've just been on a rant. While I'm reading some of the stuff, I'm gonna go through some of the chat so I don't miss a bunch of stuff, folks. But can you just let me know too, like, when I get to talking about this stuff, because I do talk about it from time to time, you know, stream stuff, growth stuff, sponsorship stuff, like anything in the realm of like stream talks or like business, the business part of content creation. Does that interest you? Or is that a snooze fest? Like when I start going off, are you like, oh, here's Shay again? Or is it? And be honest, like if you're like, yeah, I'm not really here for it, like, that's fine. Don't not say that, because, you know, if I like talking about it, right? Don't be like, oh, I don't want to hurt his feelings, or like, oh, you know, like, let me know, please. I'd appreciate knowing people's thoughts. Shay be selling bath water soon. You notice the Charmander in the background and you want it, Perugi? I think I got that from just like a friendly local game shop. I think I was up in maybe up like north a little bit in Ontario. I think I stopped in at a shop. I noticed they had the little plushie. I was like, hell yeah, I love Charmander. Charmander was like my starter in Pokemon. Pokemon Red. Some of the best stream of consciousness. I'm making sense right now. Hey, thanks, Philly. I'm glad you like it. If the trend is streaming Elden Ring for a week straight, I'll hop on that bandwagon faster than a charcoal miner in 1883. That was funny, Rock. That was good. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? There are certain things that align, or there are certain, like if a game is trending, right? Like Elden Ring, it's like, yeah, I really like it. So, yeah. Vino, it does make sense. You're doing drawing streams. I could pretty much do Valorant or competitive game streams. I have the gear for it, but I don't want to play games just because they're famous. Yeah, well, exactly, right? But that's the thing. If you like Valorant and you're fine with being a Valorant streamer, go for it. Like, make a stream out of that, right? If that's what you want to do. But yeah, it's just sort of being true to yourself, right? So if you like the drawing streams, awesome. Reminds me of the kid that was narrating everything that happened during the Sonic 2 viewing. Oh, yeah? Oh, that's out now, isn't it? I liked the first Sonic movie. I should go and see that. Jay, post my horny French onion soup video. Cool, cool, cool. You didn't write too much, Vino. No, you didn't write it. Big inspiration when it comes to streaming, man. Aculus, I appreciate it. See, those are the kind of comments that make me... That's the kind of thing that it feels, I want to say awkward. I don't know what I understand that. What am I trying to say here? In my head, I'm driven. And because I'm like that business oriented and because I want to turn it into my career, when I hear something like that, where I'm like, oh, you're an inspiration, I think to myself, I'm not there yet. Like I didn't accomplish, I'm not doing this as a full-time gig, right? Like I'm not where I want to be. And so it feels awkward hearing that. But then I have to stop myself and go, Shay, wait, because you also, people who have 5 people on average watching them are an inspiration to people who have 0. People who have 10 are an inspiration to 5, etc., etc. Like that goes up the chain. Or maybe it's the personality. Maybe people see me and they're like, oh man, Shay, I like your energy on stream. I wish I had that energy, whatever, right? So I can't say, oh, that makes me full. I gotta step back and say, and just take it for what it is and say, oh, I really appreciate you saying that, Aculus. Like, thank you for the compliment. That's it. I'm always very interactive with the chat. I try to be egg. That's not anything, to me, that's not anything special. To me, it's just what I would want to see, right? Unfortunately, because, you know, I got my day job and I got like, I'm fairly busy as a person. I don't watch a lot of streams myself. I can't sit. And to me, I have that also that like, I want to play. If I'm sitting watching you play Elden Ring, my head goes, why am I not just playing Elden Ring? And that's not anything against the streamer. It's just, I want to play. I want to do it, right? But when I think of streamers, I think, well, yeah, wouldn't you interact with the folks that form your community? Short of like a gimmick. If your gimmick is like, this is a stream where I put a 24-hour camera on my cat. Okay, so maybe you don't interact with your chat. But if you've got a community that's behind you, if you've got even 1, 2, 3, whatever, if you have one person or more watching you, why wouldn't you interact with them? Why wouldn't you like answer their questions, talk to them, you know, like all that stuff, right? Why not? Okay, now I'm at that. Now I gotta scroll through and see what I missed while I was reading all that. You seem like a nice person, not just a persona. Oh, thanks, Vino. Okay, yeah, I'm at the copy comment. We're all 3 shirts at the same time. It's actually interesting for someone who doesn't stream, so like knowing these things are so cool. Nice. Honestly, I really enjoy it. The just chatting portion of streams is what I really show up for. That's interesting, Scar. That's cool. All right. See, sorry, that touches on another thing. I don't know why I'm apologizing for chilling with you guys. I gotta stop it. But anyway, the just chatting portion of streams is what I really show up for. And then I know other people that ask me all the time. They're like, oh, Shay, when are you gonna game? Like, when are you gonna do more XYZ game? When are you gonna do this? So they like the gaming portion, right? And they're not. So I gotta also keep in mind, I can't be all things to all people all the time. And some of this, it's just gotta be, you know, essentially it's like if the majority hate it, then it's probably a good idea not to do. Like, I don't know if I did, I can't think of anything. I'm just gonna meme it. Let's say I did the hot tub stream stuff, right? Or if I did a bunch of sponsorship streams back to back to back, and people are like, oh, Shay, like, buddy, obviously then. But if enough people are like, yeah, Shay, we like just hanging out, talking about, you know, stream stuff, or like, yeah, Shay, I like the game stuff. Even if those 2 people don't like both those things, that's okay. Come back when I'm like, when you notice that I flipped over to playing the game, come back, right? Stuff like that. Perugi, I'm cool with it. As someone who struggles to pursue content creation but really wants to, it's always nice to hear perspectives from people I follow. Yeah. And my perspective isn't necessarily the right one, right? Like if people find something that works for them, I think if you have something that works for you and you're okay with it, I think that's it. You'll take a trip up to Canadia sometime and see if you can find a similar Charmander. You know what, Perugi? Sorry, as a content, so here's a thought that I had. But I thought, oh, that's maybe ambitious. I would love to have people's actual addresses for instances like that. Like I don't know. I think the Charmander was like what, like maybe 20 bucks. So I had in my head for content stuff, not even content, just literally like just community building stuff, right? You know, a lot of people like it feels good if you ask a question and someone DMs you the answer or whatever, right? So I had the thought of, man, if I had people's addresses and I could like send a note if it was your birthday, or like Perugi mentioning, oh, that's so cool. Maybe I'll come up to Canada sometime and see if I can find a similar one. If I could just like find it for you and just be like, there, now you don't gotta come to Canada. Like, it's not a big deal, you know, like here you go. But to do that, I need your address. So then I thought, what is a way, could I open up like Shay's sometimes cool things might happen form where you guys, if you're comfortable with it, because I know some people like their privacy, but if you're comfortable with it, you can provide your address or you can provide an email and I could send you like, you know, I don't know. I just thought that'd be cool. Darksteel, sometimes it's very interesting. Sometimes I don't care much. That's fair. See, that's a very honest. So can I follow up, Darksteel? Can you think of anything in your head where you're like, yeah, I didn't care for that. Like a topic I've talked about or things where you're like, or just in general where you're like, oh, if you talked about food, don't really care about food. I'm just curious. Scar, once the gaming starts, I tend to go, okay, I gotta find something to entertain me. Scar's out of here. When the game starts, Scar's gone. Copy. It's interesting to, no, I'm not too far down the list. Okay. I'm just making sure that like, I'm not like half an hour behind. It's interesting to hear about this kind of thing since I've always been on the consumer end of content creation like this. It's also nice to see where your head's at and where you're planning to direct your energy in the near future. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, see, because that's one of the things where it's like, I don't have infinite time and energy. So I do apologize if sometimes it feels like I'm scattered, folks. I think part of the reason for some of that is I'm trying to find what works for me. But also, because I only have a limited amount of time, like if this was paying all the bills, I could just play, right? I could try different things and it would be part of and everything would be taken care of. But because I do my day job and then I have the stream that I do Monday night and Tuesday night and Wednesday night, right? Saturday night, I hang out with a friend. And every other Sunday, I'm doing D&D. There's only so many things that I can fit in. That leaves what? Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday and Sunday if I'm not out grocery shopping or taking Annika on a date or whatever it is, right? That leaves like a couple of days. And so sometimes when it's like, oh, maybe I'll try this or maybe I'll try that, I'm trying to figure out what works for me, but I'm also... I don't have an infinite, I can't say, all right, for the next 6 months, I'm just gonna try this. Because that would be taking my, you know, my day I have remaining and blocking off a 6-month period. And I don't know if it's gonna work out. So that's maybe kind of where that's at, you know? But yeah, maybe I do give you a little clue there where I plan to direct my energy. That's a good way of putting it, Copy. Rock, to be honest, it's not what I come here for, but it's interesting to hear. Like hearing about any profession, really. Getting to hear someone who enjoys their job explain things that most people not know is fun. Okay, yeah. That's fair. Rock, what do you come here for? Again, like, if people don't, if people aren't comfortable answering these questions, totally fine. But if you are, I'd love to know these sorts of things, right? Like when you say it's not what I come here for, what do you come here for? Is it like, and maybe the question's multifaceted. Maybe you're like, well, I really love the community and talking with them, and I really like your energy when you play games. So like, I don't know, but I'd like to know. I already consider Shay my second dad. I really look up to him. Yeah, that guy from the 50s. Sonic 2 is a masterpiece. It's really fucking bad, and I loved it. Is it? See, I like the first Sonic. I hope the second Sonic's good. I like Jim Carrey when he's playing. When you know that he's having a good time as an actor, I love it. I can't look up to Shay because he's so short. Your interactivity is very high, in my opinion. Thanks, Listless. I would like to get better at interacting, not on stream. When I'm on stream, it's so easy for me to interact with you all, talking, to respond and have a good time and this and that. When I'm not live, it's harder for me because it's hard for me to do it in general. I'm not the kind of person that checks social media a lot. I'm not the kind of person that, and I would like to do that more, where I'm sharing parts of myself and where I'm like, maybe, you know, talking on Gilded or like tweeting things out or like that, right? I'm not good at it. I'd like to get better at it. So we'll see. Gonna leave the lurk here. Gonna start a new project today. All right, Vino, have a nice evening. I gotta check out some of it. Vino's probably gone by now. It's like almost 10 minutes later. I'm like 10 minutes behind that message, but I gotta check out some more of Vino's art. I'm 3 kobolds in a trench coat. Hey, Mac. Macus Mac. Egg, how you make your viewers feel? Like I get tense sometimes watching streams where I get bored, but then there are some gems here that I just feel pretty chill over it. Like I have you on stream usually when I'm at work and it doesn't sidetrack me or it doesn't like disrupt my work and I just find it really pleasant. Like no over the top shenanigans. So that's good. Wait, no over the top shenanigans. So like when I'm doing stupid like handstands or crap like that, you don't find it over the top. Well, I mean, I guess those are special stream. I don't do that stuff every stream, but it is fun. If just Woo hates the ocean, I can live with that. Yeah. I'm apologizing because I'm a true Canadian. Shay wants to know where we live. I want every one of my viewers to mail me their credit card. Shay about to dox us. No, see, I'm extremely respectful of that because I know some people. Well, okay, here's how I view it. Not how I view it, but here's an example. Snake, right? Snake is a very private individual, and he and I have been friends for years, and I respect that. You know, like there are certain things that I know about Snake that I know that he doesn't want other people to know, and that's it. That just respect it, right? And I know that there's some meme stuff, right? Like I know certain people turn it like happy birthday, it's his birthday every day and like stuff like that, right? Like I get it. It's fun. But I would never actually, like, if someone doesn't want something known, I wouldn't be like, oh, this is a meme, so I'm gonna look really cool by revealing it. Like, don't do that. So, yeah, like, I get it. Say about that. No, I would never. I would just like to have it for my own, you know, what I described. And that would be cool. Gonna stalk us for fun. I'm personally okay with this. See, Parigi, that would actually be swell and I would love her forever. Some people seem to like this idea. Maybe I'll open it. All I need to do is make like a Google form or something, right? And be like, hey, you know, I can't guarantee that I'll always do like, and please let me be clear. Because I can't bankrupt myself. I'm not saying everyone who puts, you know, the real address or like stuff like that in the form, I'm gonna send you all sorts of cool shit every month and like I'm gonna give you games and like I can't do that. But if I could, you know, I might do it like once where I send out postcards to people or like I don't know. But I think it'd be neat. If you guys think it's an idea, I'm gonna do that. I'll do it, you know? What's the word? So I get 2 people that think that's a cool idea. Like, there's no downside to that, right? If you don't want to do it, don't enter it in. I'm 7 minutes behind. Yeah, thanks, Rock. Y'all are gonna say something and I'm gonna be scrolling through and it's gonna be like from the past, you know what I mean? You're gonna be like, Shay, if you're reading this, we're all, you know, laughing behind your back right now. Shay just sends close-up photographs of his teeth to everyone. See, this is me being interactive. What do I got? Do I have, can I see? Can you guys see? What does it say? How many people do I have in here? Like 17, 20 people? And I'm a little bit behind. This is me trying to like interact with you all on that level. Can you imagine if I actually did have like 100 people in here? I know not all 100 people would talk, but like I would be lost. How do people do it? That's slow mode, putting in work probably. I'd frame this. Cloning, that's the answer. Shay's just gonna send his own teeth one by one like a reverse blackmail. Rock comes here for games mostly. Okay, cool. I enjoyed just chatting for a while, but I lose interest easily. If it's gameplay, we get shinies to look at, which help. All right, fair enough, Rock. I appreciate you saying that. Was it Darksteel that I miss? Did you mention what I had asked? Sometimes variants, sometimes just don't care about. I don't think that you have, unless I haven't gotten to that yet. Having you and Snake on podcast mode is good though. You two are a riot. Cool. Yeah, we had to hiatus that, like the actual podcast thing, just because again, so many hours in a day, both of us busy, and we don't. That's also part of why I'm trying to get good at editing, so that we have someone who can actually do that with any regularity. That would make sense, right? And we had thought to center it around role playing and stuff. And I want, as I've got you all here, I'm gonna ask that. Would you like a podcast that's narrow in a topic like that? So it's like, okay, this is gonna be about strictly role playing and our experiences and like that. And it's still Snake and I doing the podcast back and forth. Or would you like it more if it were literally how it sometimes is, where you all joke? You're like, haha, there go Shay and Snake again doing a podcast. But it can literally be like a super serious topic. It can be random Resident Evil game design chat. It can be, you know, which of those appeals? That's just you being happy or like how you react, but not the super hype energy drink field. Oh yeah, boys, here we go. Thanks, Egg. Shay's homemade loop. Shay must create a subscription-based monthly Shay box. It will include teeth. Oh no, Shay becomes the tooth fairy by accident. If you're weeding this, what? Did I say that? Did I mess up, copy? I come here to say something rude, then run as God intended. Hey, Aaron. Quick, everyone to pretend we're talking about something completely different. I caught up. I'm at the bottom of the chat. Cherry picking is what I've witnessed a lot of streamers ended up doing. Instead of interacting with everyone, there's a select few they mostly interact with. Now, sorry, Wimbley, do you, and maybe the answer is both. Do you mean a select few, like they literally pick like VIPs that they'll interact with, or that they simply don't get to every message and that they go through? Because I think the second one, were that ever to come to pass, I think the second one would be more jiving with me, right? Like if I go through and I see that you guys have written something, I might not be able to, like, I won't go line by line by line by line, because again, then you're like half an hour behind, right? But I will skim, and it's not like I'm looking for specific names, you know what I mean? I'll just read stuff. Or if I read something and it catches my eye, I'm like, oh, good point. So-and-so. Actually, the 100 viewers making it impossible to really interact is the reason I flat out don't watch big streamers. I'm here for the interaction, and once that's missing, I just can't enjoy it. That's fair enough. I like my podcast as I like my train of thoughts scattered and off rails. Okay. Aaron, genuine question. How much editing would you expect to be doing on a podcast? I would assume not an exemplary amount. If you're talking about what to... Oh. So that was the one question. How much editing would you expect to be doing on a podcast? I would say at least in the beginning, like not a fair amount in comparison to like a video, right? Because a YouTube video, you got to do video and audio. Podcast, I mean, I guess you could do a video podcast, but for us, I think it would just be audio. So not a massive amount, but still enough that there's like the pauses and there's like, if we were like, oh, I don't know, what should we talk about next? Or the fuck ups, right? So I think as you get comfortable with it, in the beginning there would be more, and then as you get more comfortable and you just go, you know, you just hit record and you're like, yeah, what are we talking about this week, Snake? Okay, cool, it's this. What are your thoughts? Blah, blah, blah. Do. There would be less to cut out. You just kind of throw them up more raw, right? I could listen to the two of you talk about literally anything. Thanks, Roboplums. See, that circles back to what is discoverable versus community stuff, right? Because yes, a lot of people in here that like my energy, that like Snake as a creator and stuff, right? You might answer, well, anything. If it's you and Snake talking about it, anything. Go for it, guys. That's really nice to hear. Awesome. But that's a community thing, right? If we could talk about like wet garbage and it would interest you, cool. like, okay. But that's not going to get us in front of more of an audience. If we were, again, we're talking about, okay, how can we be ourselves, but also have it pay the bills, right? So there's that balance between the two. So that's why I'm curious too about, you know, what do you guys find interesting? What do you think the world writ large would find interesting, and like that? Aaron, current events in games. I think you both have an exceptional knowledge of older practices in the game, so you both have great input. I honestly feel that this is where Snake has more knowledge than I do. He seems very invested in the games as an industry, not just as a general, like for me, a lot of it is my thoughts and feelings and reactions to things. Whereas Snake, I feel, has a very like, he knows like, oh, I know that this company developed this game, or I know that this voice actor was the lead on this project. And so I feel he really brings that to the table, which is awesome. I'd probably be more interested in a general topic podcast. Okay, that's interesting, copy. Cool. More so like, and see, you know, and some of this stuff, so you say more general topic podcast. So I would be interested. What I've been looking into as well is how you have streams become other content as well. So TikTok, for example, has done a good job of this for if you're playing games and stuff, right? Where you could take highlights or clips from Twitch, polish them up a little bit, or sort of set the stage, right? Because again, that funny thing that Shay does, that's an inside joke, nobody outside of you guys are gonna know that, right? But if it's a clip and it's something where it's like, oh my God, like a lot of the bugs I find in games, if I took a bunch of clips of me finding bugs across games and put some text up top as like, just another day in the life of, you know, like that might reach more people because they're like, oh man, this fucking guy finds a lot of crazy stuff, right? Like, oh, he broke Subnautica. Oh, he broke Other Side. Oh, broke BioShock. Oh, like just he breaks everything he touches. That could be interesting to more people who don't know who I am, right? And so in the same way, you say general topic podcast, a way that we might be able to do it, sometimes Snake and I just go. We just start talking about stuff that could become a podcast. If I had recordings of all of those things, maybe we could edit that and just throw that up and edit it in the sense, not edit out, but edit like if we're playing a game at the time or whatever, right? Or if I say, oh, 1 second, chat, I need to go get a drink. Obviously, that's not going in the pod, right? We just kind of edit those out, but we keep it pretty raw about what we've been talking about. That could be something. I think that itself is great legs for a podcast. You can build the game stuff, yeah. I could listen to whatever. Maybe some nights centered on a specific topic. Okay. General practice is them choosing to get into a certain topic or conversation that's going on in chat. Yeah, a lot of the time, Snake and I, when we're doing the podcast stuff, quote unquote, we just latch on to, we either come ourselves and there's something in games or role play or anything, right? Where it's like, oh, did you see that this company, you know, had this snafu? Or like, oh, did you see that this cool new thing released, this technology for games? And then we give our thoughts and stuff, and we kind of like take chat's opinion. We'll like, you guys start making good points and we're like, oh, good point, Rock, blah, blah, blah. We'll like respond to that too. I really like that. Yeah. Khajiit, sorry I'm not participating in a lot right now. I don't come around a lot, but I really enjoy any content from you, Shay. Your point of view, the way you play games. Thanks. I can talk for 9 hours without stopping, I found out. I also found out about that myself, Aaron. Yeah. I couldn't believe the XCOM thing, the 12-hour stream, that flew by for me. Flew by. Like, I woke up, I showered, I put my coffee on, I hit start stream, I drank my coffee while you guys filtered in. I think Coffee was here because Coffee's always here. Coffee is just awesome. It was like Coffee and maybe a few other people. I sipped my coffee while I was talking. Sorry, my brain's being a dork right now. I sipped my coffee while I was talking to Coffee. Anyway, I did that. And then we just started doing the XCOM thing, and I thought of doing the making you all and stuff. And 7 hours flew by. And then we were getting, and I had a workshop that night at 8 o'clock. So it was 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the evening. And then I had to do my workshop. And I was late for my workshop by about 20 minutes, I think, right? Didn't I go to like 8:20 or something on stream? And the whole time I was like, that was 8 hours. I'm like, I'm not done yet. I want to play more XCOM. Like, this is going. Like, I could just talk and go, and it's fun. I also, anyway. Wet garbage is now my safe word. I have seen that a little bit too, Wimbley. Yeah. Mostly the first one, that 90% of the comments they react to are from regulars. And some of this is maybe what they're comfortable with. But yes, some of it I've noticed, some bigger streamers, they just like, for whatever reason, they just have people that are like, yeah, they're VIPs, or like the people maybe that are subbing to them most. And maybe they feel obligated. They're like, oh, well, you know, this person has subscribed for 90 months at tier 3. So like any question they ask, I better answer it, right? Like, but no, I don't know. Like, yeah, I would say I get that. If someone subs and is part of their sub message, like, oh, hey, Shay, quick question. Yeah, I'd do my best to answer that. I wouldn't ignore it. You know, I wouldn't see the sub and go, oh, there's a question attached to that? Yeah, fuck you. Like, what? But you still try and get to most people, right? Like, I don't care if I've never seen you before or whatever. Oh, hey, Jackie Bean? Is it Jack E. Bean? Because you've got the E in there, right? Is it Jack Bean or Jackie Bean? And if you tell me, it might take me 2 or 3 minutes to get to it because I'm a little behind on my messages right now. But I appreciate you following. Aaron, if you're worried about a drop of water in an ocean of voices, then I think you need to focus on what makes you two special. Yeah, I think that links back to what I said earlier. You both have very interesting takes and knowledge of things. Nice. Well, sure, your reaction, but uh-oh. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh God. I sneezed. There's large value in having a personality that is worth watching. When people become magnetized to your personality, they return for your inputs. That's a good point, Aaron. And maybe some of that is me just not believing in myself enough, right? Like, sometimes I do view myself, like I look at, I don't know, it's weird. Because a lot of the time, I'm just me, and that's fine. But there's some times where I think like, oh man, but so many people have like, you know, like gaming channels, right? Or like, oh, so many people have... And maybe I don't give myself the credit. I see the thousands or tens of thousands, millions in the case of Twitch, of people trying to make it. And I think to myself, well, why am I special? Right? Like, why do I get to think, no, I'm gonna be one of the ones that turns it into a career. I'm gonna be one of the ones who, you know, people come. Why do I get that versus other people? And maybe I you know, maybe it's a mindset shift where I can give myself that, because I do think I have something to offer. I mean, people seem to enjoy me, so. You know, I just don't want to step over into that realm. I think it would be the middle ground, you know? I don't want to step over into that realm and think that I'm all that, you know? Think like, yeah. No matter what I say, you guys love my energy, so you'll be back. It's like, no, it's got to be that nice middle ground, right? Where maybe I can root for myself a little bit, where I'm like, you know what? Shay does have something to offer. I got some good energy going, but I'm not like, you know, hot shit or whatever. You could always ask Leonard. We did talk about that, Republicans, where we asked people to send in topics, like if things got going, things that they would want to like have us talk about, right? Oh, take it easy, Rock. 7 minutes behind. Bye, Rock. Most amount of editing that would go into a VOD-based podcast would be editing a VOD-based podcast. Yeah. Editing in conversation relevant messages to the episode. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you talk while drinking, you might drown. Are you sure Copies is not a bot? I'm probably more of a top. Oh, Copy. That's not the first time you said that, is it? I think Copy's got some like, yeah, some power top energy exuding. Egg, speaking on subs, I always feel pressured that I won't be heard or be talked to because I only follow or like sub for a month because I'm dead ass broke lately. In here, you feel that way, Egg? I hope not. Because again, like you don't need to be subbed. And this is part of where it comes in when I say to people, I want to turn this into a career, but I'm also trying different ways to you know, generate income that don't necessarily rely on people subbing. I never want people to feel obligated to give me their money. Yes, I have things where I'm like, hey guys, you know, I'm trying to raise funds for the art stuff. You don't have to do this. If this doesn't get there, that's fine. I'll get there eventually by saving up myself, by the normal payouts I get, like all that stuff, right? So, yeah, it's helpful, but eventually, if things like took off and this and that, I would want it so that subs were the icing on the cake. My ideal scenario is one where I have income streams where I'm like, yeah, I do this, and this, and that pays my bills. And then separate from that, it's like, oh, and if people sub to me, awesome. You know, then we can do more fun stuff. Or then, you know, I could do like other game giveaways or whatever the heck the case may be. That would be, that's the ideal for me. So yeah, I hope you never feel pressured like that, Egg. I always want to interact with people. It doesn't matter where you are or not. Oh, I missed you said right after. It's nice actually having a fun chat with you so maybe you didn't mean this place, yeah. Darksteel. I suppose the community giving constant input helped make the XCOM character builds so easy on you as the streamer. No need to think about what to say or do to keep the stream from falling. Yeah, that's true too. Absolutely. The community for a streamer really does help push it forward, right? Like a lot of the advice for when you're just starting and you have 0 people watching you is don't view it like you have 0 people watching you, because if I'm brand new and I come in and you have 0 people viewing and you're just sitting there and you think in your head, well, I better not interact, you know, there's nobody to interact with to. I feel stupid talking about my game when nobody's actually watching me. So they just sit there and they stream their game and they're like, and it's that catch-22, right? Of like, okay, but But if I come in and I'm new, and then you just, and some people realize that, they're like, yeah, so that's why I say hi to a streamer with zero, and then if they interact, that's great, and you know, I get to see their personality. But yes, the community does really carry things forward. Like, you know, if you're doing a stream and people, I love seeing you guys. If I'm playing Subnautica, and it can be related or not, if you're telling me Subnautica stuff, or we're chatting about stuff that's going on during stream, like, oh man, Shay, you just got, you know, you died to a Reaper, ha 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 ha, and then I interact with that, that pushes the stream forward. But it also energizes me. If I'm playing Subnautica and I look over and you guys are talking about, you know, how someone got promoted at work and everyone's like, oh, that's great. Like, what do you do? Blah, blah. That's so awesome. Like, I love seeing that too. It has nothing to do with me, nothing to do with my stream, but I love it. I'm just like, yeah, this community's like, you guys are talking and chatting and going, and it energizes me. It really does. But yes, Darksteel, if it was 12 hours and I just had to talk about what I was doing for XCOM, that would definitely be more on me. That said, I can talk. I can talk. Oh, I finally got to Jackie Bean. I'm so sorry. Can I send you links to memes? Nah, I'm good. Like, nah. It's not really a pull-up random meme stream, but that's okay. Oh, okay, you did it anyway, and then copy deleted it. Well, it's unfortunate. Put me on the podcast and call it Two Shays and a Snake. Oh, we have that. Oh, I'm sure Annika probably already did it, listless. Gotta get someone to be a VOD manager soon, get an archive going. So yeah, so we do have a YouTube archive because Twitch only keeps, as an affiliate, I think like 30 days or something. I wish I had done this from the beginning, but I didn't. But Annika really has helped me with that. She manages she does all of the stuff you see on that VOD YouTube channel. There's a command for it, ! VODs or something. That's all her taking from when the stream is done and uploading it and you know, marking it out so that you guys, if you wanted to go back and see it even from like 6 months ago, you can do that. Yeah. Aaron, it's not about making it or what makes you special. It's about you putting yourself into the situations to take off. You can't find glitches if you don't play. Yeah, that's true too. Well, see, that's why I am, you know, doing the YouTube stuff, and I got over my own. I was like, but I don't know how. You know, I'm like, I don't know how to really edit, and I don't really know how to frame stuff, and like I don't really know how to do all this stuff. So I gotta like learn how to do all that so that it can be the best thing, so that, you know, the quality, you know, is above this bar and all that. And I put too much pressure on myself, and I finally was just, and I still do a little bit. I gotta be honest, I still do put the pressure on myself a little bit too much, but I'm learning to let go with that. Like I did with this stream, you know, like Rock said earlier, like when I started, I had like nothing. The quality was garbage when I did add the camera, right? It was a little webcam. I didn't do anything. I didn't tweak it properly, right? And it was fine. You all enjoyed it still, you know? So with the YouTube thing, I put out that video. It was a 56-second little dorky thing, and I'm like, you know what? It's not perfect. I don't know how to do everything I want to do in this. It's fine. I'll just put it out there and see what people think, and like that. Bunch of Dom chat. Okay, it'd be called Domnautica if I was the one playing it. Oh man, Copy's really stepping forward here. Copy's like, you don't feel like that here, Egg. That's your point. You find it pretty safe. Okay, gotcha. Find it ironic that Egg sub badge is an egg. Yeah, Nobody ever gift Egg and a sub, and Egg, don't ever subscribe to me again. That's the perfect badge for you. Just keep it like that. Hey, Alpin. Alpin, you're hired for Shay's sales team. Yeah, listless. Yeah. Didn't know that. Good to know. Yes, that's not the right link. That link is broken. Please hold. Yeah, I caught up. But yeah, it's great talking to you guys about all this stuff. I love it. Let me go into the command. VODs. Will this work? Shay VODs. Okay. I think that'll work, right? Let me just test that. Family Guy or American Dad? Probably American Dad. Just because, wow, I don't know what the newest episodes are like, but they get, I don't know, a lot of those shows, like, happens with The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, like, a lot of those shows kind of become, not, well, yes, formulaic, but I mean, they just, I don't know, they lose a little bit of magic, right? It's like when they first start, they got a really good amount of writers, they don't part a lot of it out, and it's like really good stuff, and then it just kind of becomes really dumb. Then it's turn your brain off. I think I'm getting at that point with American Dad. I watch that occasionally, and it's just when I'm like eating some lunch or something, and I'm like, all right, time to not think and be stupid. Thank you. I'm living that egg life. Oh shit, I forgot. I'm not an egg. There, the VOD thing should be fixed now. That's the other thing too that I find myself not caught on, but sometimes, right? I'll think, oh, I already said that, or like, oh, like, why would I tweet that again, or why would I mention that again? I already did that, right? And then I'm like, well, not everyone is around when you say it the first time, or like, not everyone, and I need to get over that for certain social media, like Twitter, right? It's like, oh, you can retweet something, or you can tweet a similar thing, but slightly differently said, right? Because the Twitter lifespan and life cycle is like nothing. And when I say something on stream here, if I say it once, like maybe you didn't catch that stream, so how would you know? Or maybe you were in that stream, but you weren't paying attention, or you were lurking, or you went to the bathroom or something, right? So yeah. Shay truly hates egg. Hashtag drama. Nobody ever gift Egg and a sub, and Egg, don't ever subscribe to me again. Nobody ever gift. Oh, okay. Even if I'm not here, I catch everything. Okay, listless. Listless. That actually... Why did I say that? Why was there a weird halting? Listless. actually, I just wanted to thank you again for the server stuff. So, Jay, I don't know if Jayviation's still in here, but Jay had suggested that we do a community night for SCP. Did you guys play? Has anyone ever played that? It's called SCP. Oh, there's like 2 or 3 of those games now, but it's the... Hold on. SCP Secret Laboratory, not Containment Breach, Secret Laboratory. And it's free, I believe. And I have not played it before. I think I saw it played once. It might have been the other one. I don't know. But yeah, SCP Secret Laboratory. It's free, and so Jay had suggested it as a community night. And I thought, okay, well, I mean, that requires no buy-in from anyone. As long as people would be interested in it, then we could do a night. I don't know what the max players are. But I didn't know. So Jay said, oh, do you just want to like raid a public server? Or like maybe I could ask around, maybe Snake has a private server. He thought that Snake may have had an SCP server before. He didn't. But then I said, well, hold on. I said, because Listless actually has been very generous with the server thing. The Conan server that we have, and you explained this to me before. I can have up to 5 games installed on that server. And obviously we can only play one at a time. Like I can't have the Conan server up and SCP. But as long as we switch it, I can do that. And so if we want to do certain community nights for games that are part of it, then it'll work. So I looked, and SCP Secret Laboratory is part of their offering. Listless, do you want me to plug your or would you prefer I not say what service it's through, or I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. I'll do whatever you feel like, but oh yeah, sorry, yeah, that was my stream notification. Yeah, the server's still running, Listless. People use it, like not all the time, but Conan Exiles had another spike of people. We had a community night about Conan, and then, like I said, I just recently noticed, and you had described this to me before, but when Jay brought it up, I was like, oh. My company literally sponsors streamers. No, I understand. I got you. I just meant like, just because of how, like, you know what you did for me, right? So I just didn't know if you... Yeah, that's what I meant, Listless, right? Like, that's... Yeah, so I didn't know if I should be like, you know, thanks, or go check out blah blah, right? But yeah, so anyway, Listless is incredibly generous, and yes, Listless, we do use this server. It's just awesome to know that we have this for community nights, you know, like it. Yeah, for sure. No, I get you. So if anyone wants to know what the company is, if you need to run your own server, get in touch with Listless, and they can hook you up. But for my part, I'm getting paid for that, so don't do it. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, all I can say is I'm grateful that you've allowed me to do this, and it's so awesome knowing that that's just there, so that if a community night comes, if people are like, oh, hey, Shay, do you want to do like a, do we want to play the forest and have our own dedicated, and for especially for games where you have to do it that way, like Insurgency or this SCP one, I guess, right? Where I can't just hit create game and have people join on me. You know what I mean? Like it has to be either an empty server that's public, but then we get random people coming in, or it has to be a hosted like private server, right? It's so good knowing that I can just be like, oh, do you guys want to do like a community night for SCP? Click, 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 click. Cool. Here's the IP. It's so good. So, yeah. So if that's something, we might be able to do it. I have to check to see if I've got a workshop this Friday, but I might be able to do it this Friday evening for the stream. So if you guys want to do, let me know if you'd be interested in an SCP Secret Lab community night. Either just say it here, like cool, or put it in Gilded. Like, hey Shay, I think a community. Actually, you know what? It's in streamy discussion. There we go. If everyone helps with setting stuff up, let me know. Thanks. So for my community, Perugi, I use Gilded. Gilded is similar to Discord. It just has a lot of features that I really like for organizing community stuff. So there is like, whereas Discord has text and voice channels, right? Gilded has a calendar channel so that you can see the events on the calendar. It's got a media channel to show off images and stuff like that. It's really handy. So everyone's in there. List Topoggan. Why is this a theme tonight? What? Sweet, I'm hopping in. Hell yeah. See you soon. Yeah, just showing some love to the tops of our community. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm an extreme bottom. Oh, okay. Well. Damn, we skirt the edge sometimes, don't we, folks? Speaking of that video, Alpin, I love it so much. Something about the editing, something about the script. It will be one of those videos that I'll have no clue what's happening, but I'll love it. Like, say, a craftsman building a craft and talking about the things they love. Which video, Alpin? Which one specifically? Sorry. I think did I get derailed? Where? What video do you mean? Power bottom, let's go. This is not a topless community, it really shows. Oh, you like the Dungeon Master one? Did you, Alpin? Oh, that makes me feel good. Thanks. I appreciate that. Some about the editing, some about the script. Cool. Yeah, I tried to add, see, that was it. I was trying to do like, you know, certain effects and cuts and basically just playing around with it, right? I was also an idiot at the end. I had that as one of the things at the beginning, and then I was like, no, I'll do this as like a blooper reel, right? Where I was dumbass Shay. Oh, is SCP the one where you try to kill people as like a dog that speaks French? Wait. No, I don't know. But yeah, SCP are like the They're like the weird things, right? Like the monsters, the creatures, or the anomalies. Very like Control. That game was heavily influenced by SCP. It's cute. It's very Shay. Thanks, Alpin. Yeah, I think Secret Laboratory. I could be wrong, but I think that's the one where the gameplay is like asymmetrical. Like some of you are playing. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. If this is the different one, then let me know. But I believe it's the one where some of us are the SCPs, and some of you are like the security team to contain them, and then some of you are, let's call them hapless subjects. Let me see. SCP, yeah, Secret Laboratory. Wimbley's got it. Yeah, that's basically it. You forgot we had a SCP on our system? You got a good amount of stuff. Yeah, I was taking a little look. Okay, here we go. Yeah, D-class. What role will you play? You're either D-class personnel, where your inmates kept within the bowels of the Foundation, test subjects, escape from your confines, and rebel against your prisoners by any means necessary. Or you're scientists, where you're like researchers and stuff. Use your wit and access cards to survive. You are Nine-Tailed Fox units. The first units to respond to the emergency. Your mission: to extract valuable Foundation personnel and to terminate or recontain any SCPs that have escaped. Foundation security: evacuate scientists, terminate D-class personnel, recontain escaped SCPs. Chaos insurgency. Man, there's a lot here. Chaos insurgency. Your primary objective is to purge the facility of Foundation personnel and seize the assets that are deemed to serve Delta Command. Or SCP entities, typically hostile sentient beings of an anomalous nature. You are to consider yourself an enemy of all humans. Do not accept any attempts to compromise. You are naught but death. Be ready to be D-class 9 out of 10 rounds and then instantly die during the one where you're someone else. Wow. That sounds dope. I watch a lot of SCP animation. Cool. And they've got playable SCPs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of them currently. That's cool. But yeah. So if that sounds like it'd be a good community night, let me know. Only 900 more to add. Yeah. I think they just grabbed the really popular ones. So I think I'm gonna call it soon, folks. I'm sorry we didn't get to any games, any Subnautica. I'll be back tomorrow with XCOM. Just give me 1 sec. I want to see how far along we are with things, but I think I'll call it soon. I really enjoyed this, though. I really enjoyed having just sometimes I like just having like a hangout stream, you know? So yeah, it was cool getting all your opinions and just having a little chat session, little jam session. Yeah, it was pretty fun. For all you folks that are here for games and gameplay, tomorrow I will be doing, it'll be a full stream, I believe, and I'll be doing more XCOM. So what time am I going to start tomorrow? I'm going to aim for 3. It'll be a 3 o'clock start, 3 till 7. And yeah, we're going to do, I'll start XCOM. Anyone who wants to do little last minute changes, let me know, and I'll do that. If I haven't obviously if I haven't recruited you, and then we'll just keep going with it. I'm having a lot of fun with the game and doing the Iron Man mode. So yeah, go and do that. Anyway, for now, I hope you all have a good rest of your evening. To all the folks that came in and were like, oh God, it's Monday. What an awful week it's been at the beginning. I hope your week improves. I hope it's better. Oh, which time zone? Eastern. Eastern Standard. Sorry. When I say 3, it's in my, yeah. So, 3 o'clock Eastern. I'm expecting my character to be infirm for at least the first half of the stream. Yeah, you're injured for like 18 days, Copy. Oh, whoa. Thanks, buddy. Anyway, yeah. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And, yeah, I'm going to show up tomorrow. You'll be all like, sheesh.